Hey, what's going on? If you want to get a complete system that makes melting fat easy and is 100% automated, then I want you to go to the link that's on the bottom of your page right now. YouTube doesn't let me make that link clickable, so you're actually gonna have to type it into your browser, or I also put the copy of the link in the description, so you can click on that or type it into your browser. Alright, for now, enjoy the video, and after you're done with this video, make sure to go to that link to get a complete fat melting system.
One of the next tools that we're going to give you that's going to help speed up your metabolism, boost your energy, and help really speed up that the fat loss process are snacks. But first, I want to go over a couple of the ways people mess up with the snacks and the common mistakes. And one of the biggest things is I don't have time for it, or it's too hard, or I can't bring them with me. You know, maybe they don't have a refrigerator, or they're not prepared. It takes too long. And these are all bogus excuses. And on top of that, if you really feel like those are real excuses, we're gonna give you a bunch of snack ideas, a huge list of ways that you can beat all these things with either the refrigerator or it takes too long. And this is really one of the big things that got Alex to the next level as far as, you know, you've seen his abs before. He has some serious abs, and he wasn't really up to date on the snacks and wasn't eating them.
Yeah, and I want to talk about a story. I have a friend that, you know, she goes to school and she's in class all day and doing lab, and then, you know, she's busy. She doesn't have time to eat, and then she gets out of school and then she just hits up the fast food restaurant and goes crazy. And she thinks she messed up when she ate the fast food. And I told her, no, you messed up 2 hours before that when you didn't have a snack, and then 2 hours before that when you didn't have a snack either. So a lot of times when you get in that starvation mode and you break and you binge, you didn't mess up when you were binging. You messed up 2 hours before that when you didn't have your snack.
Exactly, and that's a huge part of the 3 meals, 3 snacks. Makes you binge proof, and you know it gives you a lot more energy, and like again, speed up the fat loss, and there's so many benefits. But it's just the little things to doing that, and I have people all the time tell me they don't have time for it, and we're gonna show you how. And let's start throwing them out there, Alex. So we got things like, you know, our basic snacks that people think about, or we have our fruits like an orange. We have bananas. Bananas a little bit easier than the orange. You know, you don't have to. It doesn't require as much effort peeling. It's not as messy.
Yeah, so there's different components we think about when we're you know, planning a snack. Are we gonna have a fridge? Like, for example, like there's certain snacks that I just keep in my car at all times. There's certain snacks that require both hands to eat. There's certain snacks that you can eat with one hand. Maybe you can eat it while you're driving.
And yeah, and it has a lot to do. It has a lot to do with like a preference and what's going to go on in your day. You know, if you're at work and you have to stay really clean or something of that nature. You know, orange is probably not the best idea to just be ripping open, and you want to just pop something and just eat it. You know, now we're talking about a Lara bar, or we're talking about maybe even a bag of grapes, where it's really easy just to grab and pop in your mouth. So let's get into again bananas, oranges, and apples. I mean, you can keep an apple and orange in your car for a day and it'd be totally fine. So it doesn't really necessarily require a fridge.
Yeah, and these you can really mix and match them. So for example, a snack that Jason told me is an apple, cut it up, and you put some cinnamon in it, and then you put it in the fridge. So all these snacks, you know, there's no
creativity.
You can mix and match them. So for example, the yogurt, you can put some fruit in the yogurt. You can put granola in the yogurt. There a little bit of granola and fruit in the yogurt. So it's just chocolate in the yogurt. You know what I mean? We have some like high cacao chocolate. So these is just obviously there's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of snacks. But we're gonna give you some tips of, you know, how to think in terms of avoiding the common mistakes that people make in terms of, you know, not preparing for their day, in terms of what they're doing, if they're not gonna have a fridge, if they're gonna be busy all day, if they're gonna, you know, be in school all day and they're not gonna be able to go to their car, then you need to take it with you. And then some common mistakes too in terms of, for example, this guy right here that
exactly. You can go into it.
Yeah, like this Fiber One, you know, it's positioned as like really
90 calories. I mean, when you're walking through the store, this looks really like it looks great. You know, Fiber One, 90 calories. But a couple of the rules that we like to follow with our snacks and with eating period is that we like to eat nutritionally valued foods. So when we eat food, like we like to look at the nutrients and the ingredients in it. So when I look at the ingredients and, you know, it has a bunch of words I can't say and it has more than, you know, 10 ingredients, that's off my chart immediately.
Yeah.
So we're always looking towards that. And when you look at the ingredients in this Fiber One bar, they're not valued ingredients at all, and it's really just like just marketed against you.
Exactly. Keep in mind, like some of the smartest marketers in the world are trying to make this look healthy. and they're pretty good at it. There's certain things that
And healthy is in now. You got that fear, so everyone's getting a lot more conscious about healthy, and you have to really be aware. Like I said, reading the ingredients label and looking at the ingredients and seeing what's in there. And it's really about if you're reading words that you don't understand, like starts with a Q, X, Y, Z, and blah blah blah. It says something else. It's usually not that healthy. So you want it should say organic, sugar and water or something. Regular words that you're used to reading.
Yeah, this is
a good bar.
The ultimate example here. So for example, these are both bars, and this one right here is positioned as healthy, and this box just looks kind of plain, kind of no crazy marketing going on, no 90 calorie with a delicious looking bar right there, and this bar right here has.
I think it has 7 ingredients.
No,
right?
This has 3 ingredients.
Oh, it has 3.
Yeah, this
one's killer.
So this has dates, peanuts, and sea salt, and it's actually delicious. This is my favorite bar. This is what I eat all the time. It's called Lara bars, right?
And a little thing I throw in there is that when you look at the calories, this one is 220 versus 90. But then we talk about what we're eating. We're eating healthy fats, healthy sugars. It's all really valuable ingredients and nutrients.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily about the calories obviously matter, but even more importantly than the calories is all this stuff. When you eat this, it's just gonna make you feel real crummy. It's real hard for your body to digest it. One of the biggest reasons for not eating all these crappy ingredients that just chemicals made so this can stay in a shelf longer is that it really clouds your thinking. And all these chemicals in your body, and they're not found in nature anywhere. These were made in a lab by scientists. A lot of these ingredients. So these ingredients enter your system, and your body's like, how do I even process this? How do I even process this? What is this here?
Can't even pronounce them.
Yeah, just all kinds of crap. Tocopherols added to refine freshness. Like what? They're adding caramel color. They're adding obviously fructose is horrible. Canola oil, all things that your body really has trouble breaking down and using for energy.
And we're going to give you down below in our worksheet these valuable snacks, like broken down to which ones are built for speed, which ones don't have to be refrigerated. And on top of that, we're going to give you a couple of the key ingredients that you want to stay away from, like Alex just mentioned a couple.
Yeah, and the other concept we want to talk about is really something so basic, but you just gotta do it, which is the packaging stuff correctly, right?
The plastic bag, it's huge. So let's say you grab a bag of nuts, and I've talked about this before. Nuts are really healthy, awesome fat. It's going to help your brain function a lot better, a lot clearer. But really, we only need of these nuts. These are walnuts right here. We only need about 10 to 20 walnuts max. A big problem people do is they buy this bag and they eat the whole thing at work, and it's counterproductive. They're eating good food, but too much of this is bad for you. Too much of anything is bad. You want to eat everything in moderation. So the only way to do this, the only way you're allowed to snack with, if you're going to choose snack on walnuts, like let's say I pack my walnuts up and I'm going to snack for it after lunch. That's going to be my snack. But you're not allowed to take a bag like this, because this is what they want you to do. They want you to open it. They want you to, eat 10, 15. You're like, I'm done. And then 15 seconds later, before you know it, the whole bag's gone. So the way we do this is we package everything up in little bags beforehand. So I leave that bag at home or wherever I'm leaving it. I put my 15, 20 nuts in there, package it up. I go to the office or wherever I'm going, work, gym, whatever you're doing, and when I'm ready to have my snack, when it's snack time, I look up clock, 2.5 layers, get my text message, whatever you're doing, and I take my bag out and eat it. And there's no way for me to overeat on this and eat too many nuts and get overloaded on my high quality fats.
Exactly. So we really want to emphasize in the snacks, the two most important things is the calories, but also is the ingredients that you're getting, as well as how to execute and automate the process of eating the right amount of calories. So especially if this bag's already half eaten, and then you eat a little bit more, you don't remember how much was originally in here, and then it's really hard for you to gauge how much you've eaten. So a simple thing as putting everything in a little bag is going to make sure that you get the right amount of calories, and then following these tips and making sure that you're not buying anything that has any crazy amount of ingredients that you can't even read or pronounce, that your body is going to get into your body. Your body's going to be like, what the heck is this stuff? How do I even use this for energy? And all these resources are going to try to digest this and get this out of your system. And you're expending. Here's something that a lot of people don't think about. Food after you eat you should have more energy than before you ate, right? So, during Thanksgiving when everybody eats and then just go take a nap after that big meal, really like every time you eat, you should have more energy. If ever you eat something and you feel more tired than before you ate, then you probably ate either too much or something that has some crazy ingredients in your body's like using too many resources to digest. Okay, so that's the ultimate gauge. After you eat a snack, after you eat a meal, do you have more energy than before you ate it, or do you have less? If you have less, then it's one of those two things that happens. You ate too many calories, or you're eating something that your body's just having a hard time digesting.
And we want to remember also our 3 cubed rule, that our cubed S rule, that S cubed. Sorry, going backwards here.
Triple S rule.
Yeah, triple S rule. Yeah. That we always want to be satisfied, never want to be stuffed, and never want to be starving. So this is where the snacks come into play. And snacks are snacks, right? We're not stuffing ourselves. It's after a meal, 2.5 hours after a meal, and 2.5 hours before the next meal. We're eating just to speed up our metabolism and also satisfy our stomach until the next meal comes up. Mm-hmm. We'll go into the next thing, which is right here I have some dried fruit. It's organically dried bananas. And same rule applies to this. This is a huge bag, and before you know it, you might go through the whole thing. So again, we're doing our plastic bag rule with these bananas. But at the same time, if you don't like doing the plastic bag in this day and age, everything's coming pre-packaged. So you can buy like dried fruit in a little pre-packaged thing. So this is on fruit and granola. We read the ingredients, it's really good, but there are 5 little packages in here, and you grab this, you open it up, you grab one of the packages, and you're good to go. And on top of that, this is something like Alex said, he can keep in his car if he needs a snack, along with the Lara bars, as opposed to our fruit, which we really like, the pineapple needs to stay refrigerated. We can't keep that in our car for more than an hour and eat that. You might be in trouble.
Hey, what's going on? If you're enjoying the video so far, do me a huge favor and click on the like button below. You'll get your good deed for the day out of the way. It helps me out a lot. Also, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment. Something as simple as good video or I enjoyed the video. It really helps me out with YouTube. Alright, here's the rest of the video.
Yeah, and that's really the main, one of the main distinctions I want to share with you in this video is when are you going to eat the snacks, right? So for example, if I know I'm going to be home, or if I know that I'm gonna have access to a freezer, one thing I like to do is, these are grapes.
This is awesome. I've never heard this anywhere. Alex,
it's exclusive.
Alex made this up himself, pretty much.
No, my grandma actually taught me this, where you just take grapes, you wash them, and then you put them in the freezer, and they taste like popsicles. It's like a little dessert. So you can do that with any kind of fruit, with banana. Something I like to do is
awesome. Ice cream.
Put a banana in the freezer, and they never go bad. I mean, it takes months and months and months for them to go bad and spoil. So if your bananas are about to spoil, or your fruit, throw them in the freezer, and you can eat them. So if you're gonna be home, you can do snacks like this. You can do snacks like like hard-boiled eggs. You can do snacks that
with the eggs. I want to throw in a little tip there. With the eggs, you can do the egg white and the yolk. But if you're gonna have like 4 or 5 eggs, you maybe want to do 2, 1, or tops 3 yolks, right? We want to do it like no more than 50-50. So if I have 4 eggs, I do 2 yolks and then 2 full eggs with the 2 egg whites.
Exactly. So
these.
Yeah, those are great as well. So this is baby food pretty much, but baby food's a pain in the butt to eat because you gotta open it in your spoon. The spoon isn't gonna fit in the thing because it's for babies.
Another thing to plan for, like this is something again you just grab and go.
Exactly, and this is one of those things that has like all organic ingredients and it's really really clean and healthy. And as soon as you eat it, it's you just feel good. You just feel like you're fueling your body. You're eating for taste and performance at the same time. And this really another little snack that you can just have on you at all times. And if you're ever starting to get to that starving mode, you just toss this in before your next meal, and you won't break and you won't start cursing at people on traffic and having road rage. So
and you can never go wrong with fruits and veggies. I love fruit and I love veggies. So for example, this is a pineapple. You can do it yourself. Cut it up, put it in your own little boxes, or put it in your bag. In this case, I just bought this at the store. And I'd like to mention, we bought all this at Walmart. We didn't go to a special organic store, Whole Foods.
There's all stuff you can get at your local
grapes,
store, obviously.
A little block of cheese and apples. One of our little to-go containers that we bought. broccoli, carrots, and celery with some dressing. Now, all these you can buy prepackaged. And if you want to save a little bit more money, you can package your own and do it yourself. It's all up to you and the time you want to spend on this. But I mean, in this day and age, you can buy pretty much everything already prepackaged. It's too easy not to do it.
So what would you say is one of the best snacks for? So we're really categorizing snacks into different categories. Snacks that you can have on the go, snacks that you can have for energy, snacks that you can have when you're at home. What would you say was one of the best snacks for 2 to 3 hours before bed? So you can really
2 to 3 hours before bed, like we want to cut down on our carbohydrates. Because the less carbs we have going into our nighttime, the quicker we're going to get into our fat burning stage, and we're going to burn pure fat. And on top of that, when we get up in the morning, we're going to do our morning ritual to get more into fat. So we want to stay away from carbs. That means we want to stay away from fruit. Fruit has sugar in it. It's healthy sugar, but we want to stay away from those carbs. We want to eat things. We can go just on veggies. We'll do straight veggie carbs. They have less carbs in them. We can do meats, hard-boiled eggs, exactly. Protein. Another thing we forgot to mention is whenever if you want to make snacks, whenever you're making a meal. So for example, I'm cooking lunch or I'm cooking dinner. It takes 1% longer to add a tiny bit of extra chicken if I'm cooking chicken, or a tiny bit of extra whatever you're cooking, and save it and put it in a little bag like this. So sometimes I'll be cooking chicken, and I'll just throw a little extra piece of chicken in there, whatever seasoned I use for it, and I put it in the bag, and now I have a piece of chicken in my plastic bag. I'm ready to go. I can eat that whenever it turns it into a snack. Or the same thing when I'm making eggs. If I make too many eggs, I throw a little bit in, and I have a snack. So whenever you're making food, be conscious of that. And if you want to throw a tiny bit extra in and make it into a little portion of snack, you're good to go with that.
Yeah. So just a regular yogurt. This is Greek yogurt. It's a Chobani brand. Our sponsors send us a big check. Just kidding. So obviously not our sponsors. We're just kidding. And this is a Greek yogurt. Just has a higher amount of protein. This one has like 14 grams of protein, and this is really great with all kinds of toppings on it. So this right here has 140 calories, and I can throw in some like half a banana on there, some granola. I even put a layer bar in there once in a while, half a layer bar, and even some chocolate, and it just gives you to me it's like a dessert. Right, so it's a yogurt, and then you can put all kinds of different toppings on it to switch it up and have a cool little snack there real fast. And
another thing to mention too, for example, like if you're working and you feel a little tired, it's a different kind of energy you need. You're working on, let's say, for example, in the office on the computer, you need more brain power. You got to think a lot more. So, for example, you don't want a banana because a banana has a lot of sugar. Those carbohydrates are going to feed you. That's more of like I need to run out the door. I'm running around all day. We need more something with fats. Your brain runs off lipids, which is fats. So that's something like where the nuts come into play. Our Lara bars, they have our peanuts in them. They're really good. Our good cocoa or our high quality chocolate.
And then I actually have something here outside of the camera, which is the upgraded coffee, right? So this is not just normal coffee. This is what I drink when I'm really thinking a lot. It's just coffee, and then we actually add some butter and coconut oil and some other ingredients there. We'll make a whole video in it. But yeah, it's coffee, and the caffeine kind of slow drips because of the fat. It's digested really slow. So most people that drink coffee, they spike, they got a surge of energy, and then they crash.
And where'd you get this recipe from?
Dave Asprey.
But the thing is, we have our own little twist to it. We're gonna share a little later.
Yeah. So this specific coffee actually, this is delicious. It tastes good. I know it might sound weird, like butter and coconut oil in your coffee. When I first heard about it, I thought it was really weird, but it really gives you really clean energy, and it allows you to focus. So it goes on what Jason was saying, where there's different types of energy. Sometimes you can be thinking a lot, maybe you're going to work, or maybe you're going to read a book, or whatever you're going to do that requires a lot of thinking. And then other times you might work out, which you would have a different snack, or sometimes you're going to sleep, which you would have a totally different snack. So we'll have a PDF below this video with all the different things we recommend depending on the activity that you're going to do.
And I want you to remember a couple of the key details when you're picking out your snacks and thinking about your snacks. Is one, we're always thinking about ingredients and the nutritional value of the food. Two, we're thinking about calories. Three, we're thinking about the energy, the kind of energy we need. Four, we're thinking about where we're going to need this snack, or when, or how we're going to prepare this snack. Because some snacks need to be refrigerated, some snacks can be stored in our car. On top of that, I always want you to remember this one little thing. I'll let Alex tell you his little thing, and then I'm gonna close out with this little topic.
I know. So what I want to say is that this might seem like we're overcomplicating snacks, right? But one thing that I learned from jiu-jitsu, right? So Jason actually teaches me jiu-jitsu, and one thing I learned is that it's all in the details, right? So the difference between someone with a white belt or blue belt or blue belt or purple belt is they all know the same submissions, but it's like the setups on how you go ahead and execute that submission. So this might all seem like it's really like we're overcomplicating snacks, but in my opinion, this is the difference that makes the difference between someone who's really, really in good shape or someone that's has a snack once in a while. It's having all these distinctions in their head so they can make better decisions based on what they're doing.
Eventually, it's like automatic.
Exactly.
You don't think about it.
Exactly.
And that's sort of that's how you're gonna get with the systems we're putting in place. It's gonna be automatic. And one of the biggest things you want to remember with snacks is that like Alex. Well, first I want to go in. Like Alex said, it's not as complicated as it looks. Down below with the PDF, we're breaking it down a little easier and giving you the exact details. Right now, we're just running through all this and showing you everything. But a big thing you want to remember is that failure to prepare is preparing to fail. Just meaning if you're not preparing anything or thinking about it, then you're really just preparing to fail. So always remember that when you're thinking about snacks, you want to think ahead of time if possible. And the night before my day, tonight I'm going to think about what I have to do tomorrow, and I'm going to think about my snacks, and I'm preparing to win, I'm preparing to succeed. So every night you want to think about it. Yeah.
You're either doing one or the other. You can't just like not do anything. You're either preparing to fail or preparing to succeed.
Exactly.
There's no middle ground. If you're doing nothing, then you're preparing to fail. So keep that in mind. And that's it for the snack concept. We'll have a really cool PDF below to kind of clarify everything and give you the categories of snacks. The snacks to take on the go, snacks for energy, snacks for sleep before bed, and it'll all be below this video. Hope you enjoyed it. We have a lot of more cool nutrition advice, and we're going to do some videos in the kitchen where we actually show you and demonstrate some of our unique recipes to really stay full, stay satisfied, and feel great.
And one more thing, remember, we're giving you a lot. We're giving you, 3 meals, 3 snacks every 2.5 hours. But we're making sure you're starting off eating your breakfast and then your lunch and dinner. But remember, every video, we want to add, one new tool to your arsenal, and you just want to try, apply this as quickly as possible. And we're going to slowly build on this. And by the time you get to the end of our program, you're going to be, doing your snacks, your meals, and everything.
You're going to be a black belt.
Exactly.
Snacks.
It's
black belt snacks.
Automatic.
So as you can see, this is a really basic concept, but it's all these details and all these understandings that maybe you weren't conscious of before. Maybe you do them, maybe you do some of them, maybe you got 1 or 2 distinctions that allow you to implement this 100% of the time, implement the snacks 100% of the time, never go into that starvation mode, which causes you to break, causes you to get negative momentum, build the wrong myelin, and get fat, depressed, and go in the downward cycle. We want to go in the upward cycle, and again, this might seem like little details, but it's the difference between implementing something 70% of the time or 100% of the time makes a huge difference week, 2 weeks, month, and so on. So these little details over the long run make a huge difference, especially when you combine them with all the other tools we're giving you. It creates a drastic impact on the speed of your progress and obviously the sustainability of it. So that's it for this concept, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some details. Download the PDF below, and we'll see you in the next section.
Hey, real quick, one more thing before you go. I want to make sure you know that there is no correlation between how hard you work and how much fat you melt or how much muscle you build. All right? There's enough science, enough data out there that there's absolutely no correlation between hard work and results. All right? There's a difference between movement and achievement. All right? If you want to learn my best tips, what I call the 5% hacks that allow you to get maximum results, maximum fat loss, maximum lean muscle gain, I want you to go to the link that's on the bottom of this page, or you can click on the link in the description. All right, you're going to get a complete system for melting fat in an intelligent and streamlined system. I'll see you there.